The false grip is a special type of grip that gymnasts use on the rings. It will build you crazy forearms and help you to perform a perfect muscle up on the rings and slow-mo muscle up on the bar. This special grip is not easy at all, but in this video I'm going to show you how to build it up in 5 simple steps. First, let's see how the proper false grip looks like. The point of this grip is that the rings are not in your palms as in a normal grip, but below your wrist line. To understand this, place your hands in front of you with your palms looking up and do wrist flexion, so bend your wrist towards your elbows. Your wrist line is where your wrist is bent. The rings should take place right above that line. After you grab the rings like this, fold your fingers around them with your thumbs being separated. The ring should go through diagonally in your palm, between your index finger and thumb to the bottom of the outer side of your palm. Here you can feel a bone which called the pisiform bone. You need to hang on that on the ring. While doing this, you will feel like your hands are hooks. But it's important to grab the rings with your thumbs as well, don't forget that. If you need it, use chalk because your hands can slip out very easily. In the beginning, it will be uncomfortable and the rings will pull your skin, it may be even torn. After time, you may experience calluses if you use it frequently. First, let's talk about some preparations because it's possible that you can't even get into the false grip because your wrists are not flexible enough. If you want to make your false grip as comfortable and easy as possible, you need good wrist flexion mobility. To have this, you need to stretch the extensor muscles of your forearms. Do this mobilization on a soft surface, get into kneeling support, and draw circles with your upper body above the wrists on the back of your hand with locked elbows. Even if you feel this difficult in the beginning, it will improve over time. You can start by putting less weight on your hands. This is how you can decrease the intensity. Do 5 to 10 circles each way after the general warm-up as part of your pre-ab routine. Besides the right flexibility, strength is also important for the false grip. You're going to build strength with specific progressions, but it's also good to have a basic strength which you can improve with palm pulses. You can do this exercise in kneeling support as you did with the mobilization. Support on your hands with forward-looking fingers, and from here, elevate to your palms with keeping your fingers on the ground except your thumbs. Keep your elbows locked and do controlled reps. If you want to increase the intensity, you can do it in kneeling push-up position or push-up position. As a transition, you can do the reps alternately in the harder progressions so you won't put a sudden load on your wrists. Do 10 to 15 reps on your level. Now as you know the preparations, let's see the progressions of the false grip that will help you to get strong enough to do perfect muscle ups. The first progression is the one-arm assisted false grip. Here you have to do the grip with only one hand and your other hand will assist with normal grip. Set the rings to chest height where you can reach it easily. Grab the rings as I described before. The rings should lay diagonally in your hands between your index finger and thumb. In the beginning, you can do this with grabbing the rings on the side with your hands being in 45 degrees, and again, the ring should go diagonally in your palm. If you grab the ring like this from the side, you can turn it down, and there you go, you have the false grip. You can use this technique with all other progressions as well, but after time, you'll be able to grab the rings like this automatically. So if you have the false grip with one hand, just grab the top of the ring with the other hand with normal grip and pull yourself to the ring in bent arm hang. This is a great way to introduce the false grip, get comfortable with it and move forward. If you can hold it for 30 seconds each hand, you're ready for the next progression. The second progression is the bent arm false grip. This is basically the end of the full range of motion pull-up with the false grip you did in the previous progression. Get into the false grip the same way as you did before, grab the rings with both hands on the side, the way you learned, and turn them down. Pull the rings to your chest and elevate your feet off the ground. The goal is to do 30 seconds hold. If you have that, step to the next progression. The third progression is the inverted rows with false grip. This is a great transition between the bent arm and straight arm hang, plus you'll get the feeling of how to do pull-ups with the false grip. You can do any progression of the inverted row, but obviously, the harder progression you do eventually, the easier will be to transition to the next step. Set the rings according to the progression you do, grab the rings with false grip, and strive to do 10 to 15 rows in order to step to the next progression. The fourth progression is the full straight arm passive hang with false grip. If you completed the previous progressions, you'll be able to do the false grip with your full body weight with straight arms. In the beginning, of course, you can assist with your legs, set the rings according to that, and as you feel comfortable, just elevate your feet off the ground and hold the false grip in full passive hang. The goal is to do 30 seconds hold, and if you have that, you're ready for the last progression. The last progression is the pull-ups with false grip. You will own the false grip once you can do pull-up with it. If you have that in the full range of motion, you only need to know the right technique and you have the ring muscle up. To be able to do pull-ups with the false grip, of course, you need a basic pulling strength, same as to the inverted rows. If you have a missing link here, you can check out my earlier videos about the basics. But if you have the basic strength, then chalk up, grab the rings and do pull-ups in full range of motion. Don't forget, you don't own the range of motion you don't use. If you want to do the muscle up, you need full range of motion pull-ups. If you can even only do 5-6 pull-ups with the right execution, then you're ready for the muscle up. So I recommend to practice the false grip on the rings first because it's much more comfortable and easier, and only after that, practice on the bar. Once you have the false grip on the rings, you can build it up the same way on the bar, which will be a little bit more uncomfortable since the bar is straight, but with the following steps, you can get it pretty fast. First, you can do the mixed version if you need that. After that, you can do the bent arm hang, then inverted rows, then full passive hang, and eventually the pull-ups. An extra tip here, you can use a tennis or lacrosse ball and use your hands like hooks. You can use the same holding times and reps I mentioned on the rings. After that, you'll be really close to the slow-mo bar muscle up, for which you can find a dedicated video on the channel. If you want to get to the muscle ups and learn them easily after a thorough joint preparation process and the basic strength program, click the link below and download the Gymnastics Method app in the App Store or Google Play Store, become a member and get full access to all programs, tutorials, daily workouts and much more. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. If you haven't watched my earlier video about in which order should you learn the advanced moves, watch the video on the end screen now.